Welcome all, then, to the start of the late mid-game for my Let's Learn series. So, last time we basically made landfall into the first level of Dreadfell. And Dreadfell is the mid-game dungeon for Tales of Maj'Eyal. This is, to just sort of give a precursor to what Dreadfell is. This is like the second biggest dungeon in the campaign. It's a very, very, very long and tedious dungeon, and it's basically filled to the brim with undead enemies. So you'll basically look at them. Also note, by the way, they're of a special faction as well. They're of the Dreadfell faction. There's basically, numerous factions in this game. This dungeon is big enough that the enemies in here actually compose their own faction because they're, so big. We also have escorts in this dungeon. In this case, we found Norfil, which is actually a really big boon to us. We're actually going to want to save her. Oh boy, is that great. So we're not only going to save her, we're going to save her immediately. Alright, so I want to note something, by the way. Norfils are probably one of the best escort rewards you can probably find in this game. Many players like to say that they're actually the overpowered escort, because once you save them, you have access to 3 very powerful rewards. You can learn the talent Bathe in Light, Healing Light, or you can learn the category Celestial Light, which we're going to do. These talents that are basically given to you, these are probably the most powerful talents in, the escort categories. They're considered powerful because you have Healing Light here, as well as Barrier and Providence, and even Bathe in Light is very powerful too. What these in effect do, these are all healing type of talents, and if you make use of these, you can heal your character quite a bit. The Shadow Blade in particular uses magic as one of its stats as well. So the Celestial Light talents, they all run off the magic talent, and they increase their effectiveness with spell power. So these are going to be very effective for a Shadow Blade to use. So we're picking this up, the Celestial Light category. We're going to start investing in that when I get a chance to invest in it, and it's going to be a very awesome category for us to use. All right, we're just going to look at this teleportation room real quick. And skills of Constitution. Yeah, no, we're not going to keep it. Alright, so Dreadfell. Dreadfell is an undead dungeon. It basically features lots and lots and lots of undead type of enemies. You want to be very careful of enclosed rooms like this. And, you should also note there's also a bunch of Dreadfell special uniques like this guy here, Borefast the Broken. So, Dreadfell, in a nutshell, is in many ways one of the more flavorful dungeons in this game. You're basically going to be fighting a bunch of undead adventure type heroes like this guy, Borefast the Broken. He's an undead ghoul enemy that's basically a bulwark. There's also other types of enemies that are going to be very threatening. I'm actually going to wait for this guy to get closer, and you're going to see what he's going to do. So this guy, he's like a ghoul. He actually has the ability to basically jump over you with Ghoulish Leap, as well as to rush you. So he's actually very capable of getting into melee with you at any given time. We're going to activate this, and we're going to activate nothing else for the moment. We're just going to do dirty fighting. I'll note that because he's a bulwark, he's very resistant to stun. He's actually got, if you look at him, he's got 100% stun and freeze immunity. He's actually got 100% bleed, 100% fear, 100% knockback. So this guy's very resistant to a lot of stuff, except for confusion and disease. What you want to do with this guy is basically tear him down as fast as possible. So I want to basically hit him with Flurry. And I want to basically, I'll use Dirty Fighting because it's a very effective talent to hit stuff with. But the main thing is that you want to tear through this guy very quickly. Or also do stuff like this. This is called Wretch, by the way, they just did. Wretch is basically an area effect spell. What it does is when you're inside Wretch, you're going to take damage if you're not undead. And undeads like this guy are actually going to heal up. So what we want to do here, we're going to move this way, and this way. He did Ghoulish Leap there, by the way, where he just basically just jumped. And he's also using something called Recovery, which basically is letting him heal up. So this guy, he's kind of durable, but if you tear through him quickly enough, he's not too durable. He also has shields like this as well. Okay, he's out of the way. And he drops Snow Giant Wraps and Ring of the Archlich. Interesting. I've Never actually seen the Ring of the Archlich before. This is actually a stud item for. Well, I've just never seen the this set part of the set item for the set that I'm looking at. Anyhow, this is a Necromancer's Ring, just so you know. And he drops Snow Giant Rafts. These are actually very effective. These are actually stuff I'm going to put on right now. These give me a bit of lightning resistance, a bit of cold resistance, but more importantly, they let me throw huge boulders, kind of like the Snow Giant boulder throwers. So we're actually going to put it on for that reason. And this is, this isn't too great for me just because it's a Necromancer's Ring and not really catering to other people. Don't really need this anymore because I was using this for strength. I'll note that the Snow Giant has +4 strength on it, so no big deal. Alright, so that guy's out of the way. There's actually 2 more types of those like Dreadfell specific uniques outside the boss, of course. And the main thing I want to note in this dungeon is that you want to be very careful of stuff like skeleton mages, ghouls, and just a whole lot of other stuff in here. Okay, here's where we'll throw a rock on this guy. Boom. So basically you throw a rock at these guys, they do a lot of damage. And I actually hit this guy Ruin the Rift for a moment. So that guy's not dead just yet, but he is now. So I don't really say much about the Ruin the Rift because it's basically what can I say about it? I don't mind the Ruin the Rift, but the thing about it is that it's just a damage talent. It's a very effective damage talent if you can make use of it, but in most cases you'll find that damaging inscriptions that you can use, like the ones right here, like the Biting Gale Rune and the Lightning Rune. These are offensive runes that you can use, and they have like a slight defensive effect to them as well. But the thing about them is that in general, offensive runes aren't that effective. You'll generally use offensive runes like, just because you don't have anything other to really use outside of them for defensive purposes, or just because they offer something that's going to be kind of beneficial to your build that it's actually worth using them for it. And this is actually a very powerful thing I just picked up, the Swordbreaker thing here. Yes, we're going to put this on. Well, we're going to keep our Silent Blade here a little bit. This is actually a really nice blade for accuracy, I think. Basically what Swordbreaker is here, this is a very powerful offhand type of sword that you can use. It has a chance to block like a shield, but also has a chance to also potentially disarm enemies, so it's really, really effective. It also has very good stats on it as well. Okay, we found Heat Beam Rune. I'll note that the Heat Beam Rune is actually something to look at if you still have the original Wild Infusion that you started off in the game. If you can find one of a very low cooldown of like 12, much like your original one, then this could potentially be a good type of rune to replace your Wild Infusion with. So there's like sort of an example where you might just do it. These offensive runes I'm looking at, like the Heat Beam Rune here or these ones, the defensive things that they can do are actually kind of notable because they can be useful if you can make use of them. It's just that sometimes they can be detrimentally useful to you, and that can sort of, hamper their usefulness. Alright, we actually picked up something from that guy. This guy actually dropped something with +4 con to it. I'm actually going to start collecting constitution type of items at this point, so I can make use of them to like raise up thick skin here. This, as you can see, requires constitution. This is actually one of the few talents that only actually requires constitution to sort of begin with. But it's a very effective talent if you can find a constitution item to sort of build it up. I wouldn't recommend building up the constitution stat for it, but it's definitely worth looking into increasing at some point in the game. Alright, we're actually going to skip that door and go up here. Hooray, a Rexling again! So, in Daikara, when I first fought these, they all basically got themselves killed off by the other denizens of the dungeon. So, it's good to see this guy. These guys, as you can see, they like to rush you and use, talents that sort of like do acid on you. Alright, I just want to check my Brotherhood of the Alchemist here. So, I'll note that next elixir in here that I'm sort of looking at. I want to basically find a Fairling Fang for Ungral here in Last Hope so I can get the Elixir of Foundations. The other two, the Rich Stinger and the Mummified Bone, they might be worth going after, but this is the one I really want to get as soon as possible. Here's our first Lizard Vampire, by the way. These are basically the lowest of the low vampires. They're what can I say about them? They're actually more dangerous in many ways than the original vampires. They come with something called Invoke Darkness, which basically lets you hit you for darkness damage. And then they also have stun, and they can also use a rune inscription usually as well. And they're also vampires. Now, I want to know something. This guy did the Ghoulish Leap there. So here's where Ghoulish Leap can be kind of dangerous too. Once these guys start learning to leap, they can basically jump around you, and then you can be flanked as a result. So these guys are very good at flanking you, even though they're very slow and cumbersome type of enemies. We're going to hit him with Dirty Fighting and actually stun him. And then we'll just flurry him, kill that guy. And they're all dead. And I'll note that this guy can use Confusion. Thinking about Confusion, I should probably start thinking about if I want to actually put on my Confusion ring. I'm actually right now using this one right here. And there's actually a really good reason for using this ring, because it gives see stealth and see invisibility, and blindness can actually be an issue. But Confusion is actually also a big issue in this dungeon. Something hit me with darkness, so that means there's a Lizard Vampire around. Right there. This guy's using an invisibility rune, as you can see, because he's invisible. And because I've got that, ring and got high cunning, I can sort of see him very easily. Alright, here's a Ghoul King. As you know, these guys are the Master Summoners. They can basically summon up summoners, which summon up more ghouls. So you want to kill him quick. There's a Ghast. Heal up a little bit. There's a Skeleton Mage right there. We're just going to let these guys sort of come to us. Rush him, kill you, and kill him. Okay, there's a Master Archer over here, so I have to sort of take him into account. I actually want to Shadow Step him, so we're going to step here first, step here, and just Shadow Step him. I'll note, by the way, that even though this is just an undead themed dungeon, it doesn't mean that there's like non-undeads. There's demons and insects and other stuff spawning in here. So you'll find a majority of these guys are undead, but there's also going to be non-undead as well with them. And this is actually kind of dangerous. I've got this guy here. I want to use Dirty Fighting on him. And he's stunned. We'll use a Dirty Fighting, or a Dual Strike. And let's kill him. Alright, level 23, we're going to increase... You know what? We're actually going to start increasing Piercing Sight. Piercing Sight is going to let me see stealth and invisible enemies. And I'll note that Dreadfell here, Dreadfell is actually a very, very dangerous dungeon where you actually start to really fear stealth for invisible enemies. We'll also increase Blur Sight a little bit more. We'll actually try and max this out, and then after we max out Blur Sight, we're actually going to start reaching up with Shadow Step over here, I think. Because Shadow Step's a really, really good ability to sort of have access to when it's highly leveled. Let's go with this and a little bit more magic. Kill him. Kill him. Okay, just south is an Orc Assassin. He's dead. Alright, so we come back to this room. I'll note that if you ever find a room like this, be very wary of what you're going to be doing when you open these doors. I can guarantee that there's going to be one monster here, one monster here, one monster here, one monster here, and one monster here. So there's going to be a total of 5 guys in here. Enclosed places like this will have basically a bunch of enemies in them. And that guy just used the lightning rune, so he's basically going to have the elemental surge lightning, so whenever I hit this guy, he's basically going to jump around. I'll note, by the way, that even though he's jumping around, he's still getting hit. What's happening is that his lightning surge will basically let him dodge one of my blows. I'm still hitting with my offhand weapon, so he's still taking damage. So he sort of reduced the damage. He didn't really just completely ignore all the damage I was doing to him. Now this guy used an acid wave ruin and actually disarmed me, so I'm not going to be able to attack this guy unless I get rid of that disarm effect, so we'll just do that. And he blinded me. Now how did he blind me? Did he just hit me? I don't know what he did, but he basically blinded me there. So now I've got a blindness effect and a daze effect on me. We're actually going to use the shielding rune at this point. We're going to use the Raft of the Woods. We're going to start regenerating. And we're basically just going to sort of sit here for the moment. So let's see. I think I'm standing right there, so we're just going to drop this here. And the purpose of dropping that there is that he's going to start taking... Okay, this guy is hitting me with a ton of talents for some odd reason. We're actually going to blindly walk this way. And there he is. So this guy somehow managed to hit me with a bunch of stuff there. Anyhow, that's the first level and the phone's ringing, so I'm just going to pause the recording here. And we're back again. So we're complete the first instance here at Dreadfell. We're just going to go into the second one. And we're going to be doing this a whole lot, going down stairs after stairs after stairs. I'm actually going to go, I think, on 3 stairs for Dreadfell, just because it's such a big dungeon, that it makes sense that I break this sort of into parts, this dungeon, because it's so long. I'm also not going to try and do all this, you know, in one sitting as well. I'm actually going to go to other dungeons as we progress through the Dreadfell here, so just to give you a heads up on that. Alright, this stuff... None of this stuff is really interesting to me, I don't think, so we're just going to sell it all to the chest. And on to Dreadfell 2. There's a Mana Surge ruin right there. Alright, we come across to a rare. I'm not going to note that this is our first appearance of an Elder Vampire. Elder Vampires are... What can I say about them? They're actually one of the scariest vampires you can find in the game. They used to be that this guy was just a laughing stock of the vampire chain. This guy is actually normally an elite monster, the Elder Vampire, before he's rare here. And what he can do, he can actually summon other undeads in this game. So what he can, let's just look for it. Summon. So this guy basically has the ability to summon allies, along with just like these rare towns here. This guy used to be a laughingstock because I don't think he used to be able to summon stuff. Now that he can, he's a little bit more dangerous. But this guy shouldn't be too tough. We're just basically going to activate this and this. We're just going to rush this guy and just do as fast as possible to kill him. We're going to basically dirty fighting him, flurry him, and he's dead already. You know, he was not too tough because he was alone there. But okay, that's a gloomed, cursing guy right here, and he's dead already. I love Doom Dance, they're so easy to kill. Okay, these guys dropped a ring here. This is actually a really nice ring. It gives light radius, infraration radius, movement speed, accuracy, defense. It's also got something very special called blinding speed on it. Blinding speed is a very special talent. I'll actually go to my talents. If you find a ring with blinding speed, it's actually worth noting, because what blinding speed will do, you have this talent called blinding speed here, and through rigorous training you have learned to focus your actions for a short while, increasing your speed by whatever for 5 turns. Blinding speed is basically a speed buff. It's a very long cooldown type of talent, but when you use it, it will last for basically 5 turns and give you a massive speed increase that lets you just basically rip through anything. Quite literally anything in like lightning speed. Is blinding speed pretty much is what the talent's all about. We might want to pick it up later on this character. I don't usually pick it up early on, but finding a ring like that is actually really worth noting, because it is a very nice ring just because it has that sort of blinding speed ability on it. It's also increased my speed by 37%, so that's a massive increase as well. I don't think we'll put it over either of these rings specifically, but it'll be a nice ring to possibly consider using over them. Okay, there's a Master Archer here. He actually missed me with that pinning shot, so we're just going to rush him, kill his buddy, kill his ghast here. Alright, these vampires, if they use something like the Circle of Death on you like this, the Circle of Death is actually very, very detrimental to you if you don't deal with it right away. What you want to do if you get hit by the Circle of Death, you just basically want to sort of jump out of it as fast as possible, because what the Circle of Death does is it basically puts a bane on you. And if you get hit by a bane, you'll basically suffer blindness or confusion or other stuff, which is bad, usually in this dungeon. Okay, there's a skeleton archer somewhere in there. And you just managed to blind me there. And there's that guy coming. We're just going to stun you. Stun you. There's a bunch of carrion worm masses. They'll be interesting to fight. Alright, there's lots of guys here. This is actually a good time to use this right there. Maybe we'll drop this right here. I'll note, by the way, this my creeping darkness. It'll basically travel through this stuff. It's right there right now on top of me. It's a very, very slow-moving type of thing. And that guy dropped another Circle of Death. This is actually a good situation where we don't want to move, though. The Circle of Death, what it'll do is, if you're standing inside it, you'll basically be hit by Bane, more likely than not. In this case, we got hit by the Bane of Blindness, and what's going to happen is I'm going to take a little bit of damage, darkness damage per turn, and it'll last 4 turns, basically, as Bane. Oh. Stepped forward there. And this carrion worm mass apparently died while I wasn't looking, so I was actually in a blight area. These guys, when they die, they leave like a blight aura around them, and then you take blight damage. So there's other guys inside as well, if they're not immune to the damages, you know, much like me. Much like other dungeons, there's chests. I have highly advised killing everything around the chest before opening them, though. It's very possible that you'll find very dangerous stuff in here that you don't want to be messing with when there's other stuff around them. Heck, I found uniques in these chests, and they can be very dangerous. Alright, this one opened up, and it's spawned an alchemist here, and what are you? This guy's got Drain, Cyst Burst, he's got Carrier, Acid Strike. Okay, it looks like we found a Corruptor here. So we found ourselves 1 Corruptor and 1 Alchemist and his Golem buddy. So do this, and we're going to basically start off, I guess, with dirty fighting on, let's see here, defense. This guy's got no stun resistance. And this guy's got no stun resistance. Who do I consider more likable for stunning? This guy's got 26 physical too, by the way, if you didn't look at it. This guy's got 26 physical. So they're both these guys are pretty much even in terms of dangerousness, and, you know, in regards to who I stun first. I'm going to try using Dirty Fight on this guy, and he's stunned. I'm going to use Dual Strike on this guy, and he's stunned. The purpose for stunning them both is just that it locks down their talents and reduces their damage real quick. This guy is, trash, so to speak, compared to these guys, so I don't really worry about him. I'll drop this right here, and that will slowly damage out both these guys very quickly. I'm going to flurry this guy to kill him off very quick. I'll use Sweep to hit both those guys. This guy actually stepped away, so I'm going to try using the Shadow Step on him. And just jump on him there. And that's it for both of them. So we dealt with them easily enough. Hey, here's a Kazet. There's another demon type of enemy you can fight. These are minor demons. They basically just rush for you, but you want to be very careful of them. They have block. And, block is, worth noting because it's very dangerous. They also shield pummel. These guys are kind of like bulwark type enemies with like shield talents. And there's a Master Archer right there. Do I want to deal with him? We're just going to rest here a little bit. Wait for him to get close. Rush him. Kill him. I'll note, by the way, that if you have like stuff that increases light radius, it's possibly useful in Dreadfell. Sometimes you'll be fighting long corridors in here. All right, another one of these enclosed rooms. You know what that means? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's going to be 12 monsters in here, and it may not all be skeletons like this. We're going to activate... Actually, you know what? This is actually a good time to sort of show off like in-vault status. So there's going to be an enemy right here. I'm going to set this flame to go like this, and it'll basically cover this guy. But the enemy that's going to be right there is not going to take any damage whatsoever until I basically deal with all these guys first. And you'll basically get to see that sort of in action. Alright, you tried to use Acid Wave, but I failed to disarm me. That's nice. And you're just going to be annoying. Okay, we're just going to heal up. So that volcano is also firing at stuff. So the other guys in here, they're completely untouched. Until you actually activate these guys, they don't do anything. Put that guy with this. Do that. Ooh, there's a dread. Alright, so once you start seeing dreads, this is where it's a good time to start telling you why see invisible and see stealth is important. So dreads are a type of enemy that are permanently stealthed. If you basically find these guys, they'll be more often than not hidden from view. They also like to hex you and stand in walls because they're ghost type of enemies. So if you look at them, they're undead ghost. So he's dead. And this guy came back. He's almost dead, but now he is dead. Alright, so there's enemies here and enemies here. If I activate this, they're not taking any damage. If I step in here, as you can see, they're not damaged at all. No one's damaged in here at all. So these guys, until you actually jump on them, they can't not take any damage. They also don't react or anything if you're killing your buddies. Now look, we've got a Banshee over here, which will be very fun. So let's go over here first. Banshees are also ghosts, so they'll jump through walls. We're going to kill that Banshee first, and then kill the vampire here. Kill that skeleton. And everyone's dead. Alright, another one. In this case, we've got... well, this is more of the same. We got some ghouls. We got a couple of grave wights. A bunch of skeletons. We're basically just going to stand here and let them funnel out one at a time. Whee! This is actually one of the better ruins because it's in a corner. So I'm basically able to go through all these guys without much issue. And there's still a few guys in here, but we'll deal with them quick enough. Put that there. As you can see, this guy jumped over me, so, ghoulish sleep in action. Hit that guy there, hit you. And that guy's dead. Another one of these places. And step here. So we've got just a bunch of these guys here. Let's activate this right here. Activate that right there. I'll note that this guy jumped behind me, so we're going to deal with him first. I'm going to kill all them. Another one. Just kill him very slowly and, easily enough. And there's a Master Archer. Let's try hitting him with the Temporal Ruin. He goes away. And then he came back because, that's what happens with them. And he's dead. Alright, so that's it for Dreadfell instance number 2. Time to go to instance number 3, and let's see what we picked up first. So I picked up a 19-turn cooldown Biting Guild Ruin. I think we'll skip it because that other one's just, looking a lot better. And I'm actively looking at this stuff to see if there's anything that's worth replacing my current stuff with. Hey, here we are. So this item here gives me silence immunity, confusion immunity, and stun and freeze immunity. Immunities are actually really worth looking into. This is nice because it gives me saves from mental and physical save, but around the time you get to this point of game, mental and physical save are starting to die out a little bit. So putting on boot like this is actually really worth considering. And this increases con, so we'll keep it for that. So we're just going to put this one on. That's going to replace my old boots, and we'll use that one for the disengaged talent that it has. I'll basically sell the old water boots right here. Get rid of those. And is there anything else in here? There's a nice resistance type of helm. Sometimes you'll find helms that have lots of resistances on them. So as you can see, that's one got like lightning, temporal, light, fire, nature, acid. These are good if you want to shore up your resistances to everything. They're good, I guess, on Warming type characters because they can do that quite well. But I wouldn't consider this to be a great helmet unless you're specifically looking to shore up yourself just against all the resistances without any real reason to really worry about it. Though I'll note that it might be worth putting on over this one. As I said, physical and mental saves are starting to lose out their luster a little bit, so this is not a good, this also gives physical power, so this is actually a really nice hat to possibly put on over the Gargoyle helm. So I think we'll do that. Put that on over Gargoyle's helm. I'll note that this does give me physical damage, but I don't really have to worry about, doing more physical damage when I'm already doing lots of physical damage to begin with. Naturally, when you attack, you're naturally attacking with physical damage, unless you're using a talent that changes the talent's damage to whatever else. Like, say, if I use Shadow Step, it'll translate all my damage into darkness damage. And they're in Dreadfell, cool. No, I'll protect you. So if I use Shadow Step, it'll change all my weapon to darkness damage instead of physical. But say if I use like the flurry here, it'll hit with where my natural damage is for my talents, which in initial case is just his physical damage. So if I look at them, these things, they basically, if you look at their damage type, it's physical, and that's the type of damage they'll always hit with. It also hits with, like, at this point, as you can see, the Moon Dagger hits with 20 plus darkness damage, but that's sort of like an add-on type of thing. Alright, so we got this person here. We're going to move this over here. That's on cooldown because I just sort of entered here a little bit quick. I got another Dreadfell escort. That's kind of cool, but it's kind of in a bad situation because we're sort of, got stuff around us to deal with. We're going to basically put this here, put this right here. This is where it's bad because she's basically going to take a little bit of damage because he basically did an AoE type of thing that'll hit everyone around us. So we're going to do that, kill you, and you. Alright, where is your portal? To the east. Okay, excellent. She's going this way. Nice! Oh, this is so joyous. It sometimes happens you'll find escort rewards, that are just, so easy to get like this, and it's very nice when you find them. Come on, get in there. Thank you, my friend, blah, blah, blah. So once you pick up the category, by the way, I'll note that you don't actually get that option anymore. You can't improve the category once you actually have the category. You can improve, like, the other stuff in here, like the Talent Bathing Light or Healing Light. And we're actually going to improve Healing Light, so I can show you that. So thank you. I'll note that because I picked up Healing Light, I've picked up a new resource bar. This is the positive resource bar. Positive basically governs your ability to use positive celestial type talents. So we got Healing Light here now, which basically, Healing Light is basically an instant heal talent. We use it and we heal ourselves instantly. Very powerful. Nice, we found our first signpost. They're always fun. Signposts are basically lore pieces. If you step on them, they basically give you a bit of lore. I'll note that you're not seeing any of the lore that I sort of have at this point because I sort of went to my Spiritual Fortress to sort of learn all the lore. But if I go down to, let's see here. If you look at all your known lore, you can see stuff you've already seen. So I can go in here. A note from the master. So minions, perhaps you feel your master has been lax or absent. Well, I shall amend that. I have been studying an object of great import. It is of much greater interest than you foolish unlives, but do not think that I will let you get away with things because of this. Skeletons! You have been getting noticeably behind in your adventure slaughtering quotas. The next skeleton archer I see drinking coffee and chatting with the Wights shall be rent limb from limb and fed to orcs. Also, as punishment for your general laxness, 1,000 skeletons shall be remanded down to Corporal as punishment. A further 250 shall be slaughtered. These orders will be carried out by myself tomorrow at 3 a.m. So, yeah. The master of this dungeon, he's not a very friendly guy. It'll be fun when you meet him, too. We will do that at the end of this dungeon. Okay, they're dead. Yep. I was hoping that guy wouldn't hit me, but whatever, it's going to rush this guy, I guess. And this is why it's bad to rush sometimes. Okay, we're just going to use this, activate this, hit him with Whirlwind to hit everyone around me. And we're just going to Shadow Step you. Don't you pin me. Use the Primal Infusion, Shadow Step this guy. Alright, so they're all dead. Be very careful, of course, of rush. Don't go into dark places. Bad things will happen if you're not careful. Okay, you're probably the biggest nuisance here, so let's get a review. I should probably note something about the celestial resource here, by the way. You'll probably notice something, but this is actually slowly decreasing. Celestial talents actually, with the light here, they sort of decrease from basically full. What's happening is that this is like sort of like a talent you sort of build up with like these talents like here. Like as you can see, positive energy cost -10. So I use healing light. This will actually increase the amount of resources you get, and then you can use this for other type of celestial resources that actually require the cost for it. It's kind of interesting how it works if you actually play Sun Paladin. If you want to learn about Sun Paladins, actually have a run, though I'll note that it's from before the current update that's been applied to this game. Still, it basically shows off the basic style of like what celestial talents will do. Okay, let's rush this guy, kill you, kill your buddy there, kill this guy. Kill that guy. Okay, all dead. Master Vampire, he's dead. Kill this guy. Alright, if you see this, you know that if you come to a vault. I'm going to note something, by the way. You want to be very careful of Dreadfell vaults. If you ever encounter a vault, it's almost best to leave it alone. Just because it's very possible you'll run into very tough enemies that can kick your ass and basically chew it out very easily. I guess for demonstration purposes, we'll try and explore it. But I would recommend that if you go to these vaults, be very careful what's inside of them. In this case, we're basically going to be fighting a bunch of random enemies, it seems, so... Okay, it looks like it's going to be a bunch of undead enemies, much like the current dungeon. And they're also higher level, by the way. This guy's 35, this guy's level 35, this guy's level 34, 33, 36. These guys are higher level than me. I want to note something, by the way. Ugh, this guy's jumping all around me. Let's do that first. That guy hit me with heat beam there. We're gonna activate this now. And hello, there's a Dreadmaster! Alright, so we've come to our first really tough enemy that just naturally spawns in Dreadfell, the Dreadmaster. Dreadmasters are ghost type enemies, but they're basically kind of like ghouls. They basically summon other dreads around them, so it's very possible that I might be surrounded by a whole lot of dreads with this guy around. And as a result, I have to be very careful of that. He also has a lot of other talents that are kind of annoying to use as well. And I just got confused, that's fun. This guy, no, this guy here confused me. Alright, so he just used, you know, summoning, so he summoned a Dread. This Dreadmaster here, he summoned a Dread. I'm actually going to back off here a little bit. I'll note, by the way, that I basically got damaged there because what this Burning Hex thing here does, if you get the Burning Hex put on you, it basically causes you to take fire damage whenever you use a talent. So I actually used these because they're taken off, and it's actually damaged me to put them back on. So just gonna wait for those to go away. And as you can see, they're all still sitting here, just waiting to be kicked. Or, you know, kick ass and all that. Okay, what we're going to do here, we're going to heal up with this. I'm actually going to use the Froze Stone because I should be using that because it can fire over stuff like this. We'll hit this guy just to get him out of there because he's kind of annoying. We'll drop this here. We'll drop this on him. So my Dark Tendrils, that's the shadow they're sort of leaving behind. It's blocking a lot of sight and stuff. And it's actually gotten over to here at this point, so it's actually doing that. And a Dreadmaster just summoned a bunch of Dreads around me again. He's right there now. But this is actually a really bad situation because he's actually summoned all these Dreads around me, so I'm actually flanked on all 4 sides. Possibly 5 if they're into walls because, you know, they're ghosts. We actually want to use Shadow Step on this guy here so that we can, you know, jump up past these guys and just sort of move away from these guys initially. And there he is. We have to kill him before he summons anything else. So he's out of the way. We'll throw a stone at this guy over here to try and deal with him. And I think we're just going to drop that right there. And you know what? Let's just try and finish this guy off with the Temporal Ruin. I'll note, by the way, that these guys can resist your Ruin of the Rift. This is one of the reasons I really don't like the Ruin of the Rift, because guys can resist the effect, it's very possible that they won't take any damage. And besides taking no damage, they won't be, you know, puffed away for 4 turns. So this guy's actually going to stick around a little bit longer, annoyingly enough. We're actually going to put this on, hit this guy, drop this here. Why not? They both ghoulish leap right over here, stupid guys. We're going to do this, I guess, right here. That killed the skeleton. I think we're going to drop this on, and we're going to dirty fighting him. This guy stepped in front of us. We actually want to kill him quickly before he summons stuff. So we'll kill him. And now I'm basically surrounded yet again by guys on all 4 sides, so I want to Shadow Step this guy. I'm using Shadow Step as sort of like an escape ability. I could use Phase Door, but that really is a true escape ability. I'm using this to keep attacking. I want to keep attacking these guys because, you know, I'm here to kick ass. Kill those guys. I'm actually out of stamina at this point, so I have to be kind of careful of that. There's still guys coming out, too. Drop this here, and we just came to a really dangerous guy. Here is the Vampire Lord, and this guy is also level 34, so that's going to make him extremely threatening. Vampire Lords are probably the most threatening vampire you'll find. Besides the ability to summon other additional guys, they have something called Impending Doom. Impending Doom is basically a super powerful instant kill type of talent. If he puts that on me, it's going to really, really sting. Really sting. So I actually want to sort of get away from these guys at this point and, you know, more or less stay away from him until he gets closer. So just going to get over here. And this is actually not on auto use, and I actually probably should do it. I'll use when no enemies are visible. So I'll use that whenever enemies aren't visible. I'm actually going to stay here, rest up a little bit. I'm actually going to get my stamina back here is what I'm doing. Until like one of these guys pops up and says hello. And this guy popped up. And this is a great situation because he's actually right next to me. So this guy, he's got 100% confusion resistance and 100% blind resistance, but he doesn't have any stun resistance. So dirty fight him and stun him real quick. Hit him with dual strike to follow up with that. And then if you can, flurry him. And he should go down very easily before he's a threat. Alright, I just got pinned. Nah, whatever. Let's go kill this Dread. Kill you. Kill him. There's a poison ooze now. So we'll kill that. We'll just rest up now a little bit. Something just teleported there. That's probably a banshee. Banshees like to teleport, by the way. They also like to do other stuff that's kind of annoying. Besides hide. Okay, we'll heal up a little bit more. Get our stamina and our stuff back. And then let's continue on to this vault. So yeah, I'll note, by the way, that I'm doing this vault because I'm kind of experienced. I can sort of expect what I'm going to be finding in these vaults. In this case, we're just going to find different high-level enemies that could be very threatening, or might be very threatening. And that guy is very, very threatening. That's a blinkworm. Blinkworms are an elite type of worm type of dragon. They basically have like Mindslayer type of talents, along with other stuff. What I want to do with this guy, I actually want to sort of move away from him. And we basically just want to run out of here for now. We'll heal up. If someone pops up and says hello, we'll kill him. Okay, there's this guy here. We're going to kill him. I basically want to sort of go take this guy out as fast as possible. As you can see, he has something called Disperse Magic, which is putting off all my sustains. This guy's knocking off all my sustains left and right. So we're just going to rush this guy. We're going to stun him, hopefully. Didn't stun him. There we go, he's stunned. Now we're just going to flurry him, and he's dead. Okay, we got another Vampire Lord, so we're just going to keep running away at this point. I'll note that I just used Phantasmal Shield, so I gotta worry about that. We're going to step here, kill this guy. You know what, we're actually going to drop this right here. I feel kind of safe to take this guy out because we're not in the vault, so I can teleport around if I need to. More importantly, I'm also in a good situation where we're going to like hit this guy with the flames there and like damage him. And we actually banished him with Ruin of the Rift. Cool. So that's out of the way, and he's back. Hey, what's up? Did you like being banished? Let's Shadow Step him, and then we're just going to flurry him. He's gone. So that's done. Okay, we got another Dreadmaster sort of fight. So we're just going to let him sort of get to us as quickly as possible. Okay, he's somewhere over there. I can't see him apparently. So we're going to rush him. And we're basically just going to dirty fighting him. I think this guy is immune to everything. So this guy, as you can see, he's not going to get stunned very easily. But the thing about dirty fighting is that because I automatically get my turn back, I basically got a free hit on him there. And we're just going to flurry him. He's still summoned a whole lot of crap, but oh well. And then we're just going to dirty strike him. Note that he can use Phase Door, by the way. This is why these guys are kind of dangerous. They summon stuff and then run away. So I'm just going to kill this guy now. Hello, what's up? You're about to die horribly. We're going to drop this on him. I'll note, by the way, that these guys are very resistant to like any type of damage except for light damage. If you have light type of spells, you can do a lot of damage on these guys. If not, they're going to take a while to kill. Okay, he's out of the way. His dreads are gone. Now he just has to fight all the other stuff that's coming out. Okay, we got a skeleton mage there, so I have to sort of watch for him. I'm basically going to back up here so I can't get hit by him unless he's really close. Okay, this guy actually stunned us. And we've got this on me too. So we're going to use this to get rid of the stun. We're going to activate this, and we're just going to kill him. Kill you. Dirty fighty him. Okay, everyone's dead, I hope. We're just going to heal up at this point. I'll note, by the way, I'm getting lots of experience for doing these vaults. Dreadfell vaults are very difficult, but they can be a very good source of experience as well. Sometimes. Ow, what the heck just happened there? Alright, what did you do to hit me that damn hard? Phantasmal Shield? Yeah, so Phantasmal Shield, I want to note something. Whenever someone hits a guy with Phantasmal Shield, they take a lot of damage. Flurry is actually not a good thing to use on Elder Vampires. Because of the fact that I hit this guy so many damn times, I actually damaged myself that many times just because I hit him with, multiple hits. So I just want to use this, use that. He actually tried to disarm me there, but I think he failed. Got Force Wight there now. Okay, he's out of the way. With those guys, when they put on Phantasmal Shield, the best thing you can probably do is just... there's a ghoul in there. The best thing you can do is just hit him with very strong attacks, not very, multiple attack type talents like Flurry. Because Flurry is not that great against them. Okay, we're going to go up here. And we actually level up. Alright, we're going to keep increasing our piercing sight a little bit now. And nice, we got that fully maxed out. I'll note, by the way, I can get Phantasmal Shield myself. And basically what this does, the caster is surrounded by Phantasmal Shield. If hit immediately, the shield will deal light damage to a target. So I actually have my own type of, Phantasmal Shield if I want to make use of it, make use of it myself. And it's kind of useful, but personally I found that these talents like this are usually not that great. Stuff that requires enemies to hit you is they're generally a lot weaker than they feel they should be. They're very effective on monsters sometimes, but not very effective for players. Which is fine. It's okay if monsters have a good strong talent that players can't really benefit from as much. Alright, we're all done in here. Before we continue... Alright, there's no door over here. I want to make sure there's like no way that I can get flanked accidentally. Because, there's stuff like these guys, Master Archers, that could be very dangerous. We're just going to step here, use this. Let this guy close, we'll hit him with Dirty Fighting. Hit him quickly with Flurry. There's this guy here. We're just going to drop this right there. He actually put on his own shield. These guys are actually using bone armor, by the way, much like the what do you call them? The bone giants. These guys eventually can also use damage shields. They're basically bone armors. These guys, the skeletons, basically become much stronger than bone giants, just for a simple reason that they gain all the similar talents that they have. And it's really why these guys, the skeletons make the bone giants laughable, because the bone giants aren't strong because these guys are so damn strong. These guys scale well with your level. The bone giant doesn't. We're going to drop this here. There's actually another skeletal warrior there I have to worry about. Gonna kill that guy. I'm going to just do that and this guy. Put this on. Kill you. Heal up. There's actually an elder vampire there I have to sort of worry about. Let's actually drop this. We'll wait a moment. Kill that guy, then we'll drop the stone. So I hit them all. And drop this again. That guy tried to disarm me yet again. Or maybe it wasn't this guy, but whatever. He's got Phantasmal Shield on again, so we actually want to hit him with Dual Strike. That'll actually, I'll still get hit by the light damage from the Phantasmal Shield, but I won't be hit multiple times like I would with Flurry. Dual Strike is a very powerful, but each attack that hits is strong, not like multiple individual attacks hit. That'll just rip me to pieces. So he's dead. He's dead. Gonna heal up a little bit. Lots and lots of effect going up there for some reason. These guys are active in this vault. Okay, we got ourselves this guy here, a Farhuig or whatever guy. These guys have active bone shields, and if you recall from when I was sort of talking about bone shields, they basically prevent him from being attacked until each of these bone shields has gotten through. In this case, I'm hitting with multiple hits already, so it's not really a big issue, but... Ow. It could be a big issue. Okay, that guy's dead. Okay, don't this guy. The vampires that they're capable of taking a huge punishment. I think I've already said that. I think we actually fought 2 lizard vampires there, which is why it seemed to take a little bit longer than it really should have right there. Yeah, would you imagine? I'm only going through 3 Dreadfell instances. It's taking me this long to go through the 3rd one because of this vault here. All right, let's kill Hugh. He activated Vampire Gift, so he's going to be able to basically Vampire energies fill you each time you deal damage. You have a 31% chance to heal you for 9% damage done. So whenever he damages me, he's going to do some healing on himself. We're going to drop this here. We're going to drop this here. He sort of stood right there. He doesn't have Phantasmal Shield on right now, so I can actually make use of Flurry to kill him. So we'll do that. If I can make use of Flurry to kill Elder Vampire without hurting myself, I will. And we got a Devour over there, so I have to worry about that. This guy's in Bloodbath! Woohoo! Okay, I want to dirty fighting him, and then just kill him instantly. With a normal strike. Hey, Focus Whip! That guy left a bit of a trap there. Giant Spider Sticky Web. Not really a trap, but it is what it is. Okay, kill that guy. There's actually guys coming, so you know what? We're going to drop this right here. We're going to drop this right here. Activate this. These guys are healing up, by the way, because they're inside the Wretch ability of that, thing over there. They're actually healing up. So I actually want to keep moving so that they get out of the affected area. So they stop healing. And we'll activate this and activate this. We're going to just tear him to pieces and kill you. And that guy went invisible. This is why I had Piercing Sight on, because of these guys right here. And he's Bone Armor as well, so we're actually going to run away from this guy. We're going to wait for this guy to become visible again, and then we're just going to wait for his damage shield to go off, because I'd rather not deal with this guy's damage shield at the same time. Put this here. Put that there. Stun him. And we'll flurry him to death. Okay, he's out of the way. There's still a lot of guys going on for some reason up there. And there's a whole lot of ghouls now here for some reason. Why is there so many damn ghouls? Have there been very, very busy gas and ghoul kings summoning ghouls left and right? Looks like it. They like to summon. And there's another vampire to deal with over here. Wow, this guy had Phasmal Shield, didn't he? So, yet again, I hurt myself really, really bad because I, wasn't checking for that. Activate this, activate this, activate this, and activate this, and activate this. And we're looking a little bit better now. Okay, that really, really, really hurt, and I'm still disarmed. So we're actually going to do this, and then we're just going to do this. And I'm still disarmed for a turn, but I'm just going to drop this here. And now I'm no longer disarmed, so I can just hit this guy normally. He's out of the way. Excuse me. All right, I'll note something, by the way. I got the bane of this guy over here who's just confused me. This guy did Circle of Death, so now I've got basically a chance of being confused twice. And it's actually kind of bad. I'm basically resisting the Bane, but that's not going to hold, hopefully. As you can see, I basically got the Bane of Confusion this time. So, gotta deal with that. And I just used the Intruder Alarm. That was fun. Alright, let's use the Dirty Fighting. Okay, this guy's did epidemic on me for some reason. Well, he's dead now. Let's zap this guy. Alright, we got ourselves a vampire lord. You know what? I actually feel I'm sort of in a bad position here with you know, lots of crap going on over here and this guy now spawning. I actually want to step here. We're actually going to use disengage because disengage will work in a non-teleport environment. We're going to step here and start healing up. We're just going to wait for this vampire lord to step on me. Hello. He's got Phantasmal Shield, much like the other vampire, so we're just going to hit him with Dirty Fighting, so I take a little bit of light damage, but not a whole lot. I'll basically activate this, and I'll activate Dual Strike to stun him a little bit further. And then it's basically going to hit him normally for a little bit. And he's gone. Alright, I'll note that we actually fought ourselves a very special spider here called a Neuralink. This guy basically is like an acid type of spider. He spawns acid clouds and other stuff around you. You want to be kind of careful of him because he can be kind of a nuisance if... well, I suppose he isn't really a nuisance. He's just able to do a lot of damage because he can bypass your resistances very easily. Usually you won't be building up acid resistance. And it looks like we've actually come to the end of the vault finally. Huge vault there, but nothing I couldn't really handle. Alright, at this point we're actually going to backtrack out of the dungeon. And there's actually a reason for doing this. Keep that. And... nope. 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 I know I finally found a dagger that was actually worth looking at, but these are more or less beating it out in sort of worth. Okay, we found ourselves a focus whip. I'll note that there's basically some exotic weapons in this game. The focus whip is basically an exotic mind star, kind of how it works. It basically runs off will, dexterity, and cunning. I'm not sure exactly what the purpose of it is, but I guess it could work really well with some sort of like dexterity rogue. I guess is the purpose for it. And do I have a constitution? Yeah, I do. I have this one here, so we won't worry about that constitution hat. I'm basically looking at this stuff again for the constitution stat that I can possibly get from. So if it has good constitution, I'll keep it. Even on Armors I'll wear, I'll be able to make use of the constitution stat just initially for a time. That gives 7 light radius. That's actually worth looking at. So is this one here. This one gives a critical multiplier. You know what? We're actually going to put on this bright alchemist lamp here. This one I can put on over the current one here. This will make me lose a little stealth and see invisibility, but I'm building up piercing sight at that point, or at this point, to counteract that sort of problem. If I put this on, I'll be able to see a lot farther in the dungeon than with this one. So it's a little bit better for that. I'm keeping this still for the Illuminous Horrors. I guess it's about time I start thinking about getting rid of the tooth of the mouth here, possibly. I might do that. Yeah, we're going to get rid of the tooth of the mouth. I've already got this pickaxe here for digging, so I don't really need it to dig with. And keeping all this stuff. This is actually not better than the one over here, so we're going to get rid of it. And that's it for the items then. So we'll sell that. Massive sell, because stuff I know about vaults is that they can give you lots and lots of items to sell. And we're just going to backtrack again. And again. So that's going to be it for the initial Dreadfell video. I'll note that one of the reasons I'm actually leaving the dungeon is because I'm level 24. And something very special happens when you get to level 24 that I figure is worth this immediately showing you
just so that you can sort of understand why you should be careful at level 24, or it's process you can also skip. But I plan to do it anyways, just for inclusive purposes for this video. Anyhow, at this point, that's it for the initial Dreadfell video. We've gone through 3 levels, and I'll basically come back to Dreadfell to continue going on later on. So for now, take care. Hope you enjoyed.